Hey, man.
And we're ready to go with another match here. It is the Hub City Fight Night, brought to you by Second Chance Boxing Club here in Jackson. We've got a great turnout here at the Jackson Fairgrounds tonight. Some great matches that we have seen, and have some more coming up. I'm Brad McCoy along with Cody Gobble, and we are bringing you all the action here. And got to say thanks to our folks at Worthy Road Studios. Some great camera work here tonight. Replays, you're getting all the action right here on E+ TV 6. It's all brought to you by Jackson Energy Authority, one thing that you can count on. And Cody, after that last match, I wanted to ask you, because we've seen some of the boxers with some blood coming out of their nostrils. How important is breathing in this sport?
Yeah, that's part of the craft of these boxers, these athletes, is to control their breathing, similar to maybe a long-distance runner, a marathon runner. That's
right.
Something that they develop through repetition, over time, through experience, through good coaching. And also their punch output, particularly for the bigger and heavier boxers. They may fatigue quicker than probably the smaller weight classes, so they have to conserve their punch output for the right moments. Similar to perhaps military men using automatic weapons. They don't want to expend all their ammunition in their magazine immediately. They want to use it in short bursts. They want to spread it out throughout the firefight and use it at the opportune times, at the most important moments.
Little insight there from Cody is, as he said, he's probably judged, you said, thousands of matches like this, right?
More, maybe hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
What are you looking for as a judge? What are you looking for in these matches?
In amateur boxing, you're not supposed to give a whole lot of credence to power punching. That's more for the pros. You're supposed to really be looking for connect percentage. Who's actually connecting to the target zone, the torso and the head, everything below the belt. Punch output, punch percentage, connect percentage. I think it's fair to see who's controlling the real estate, controlling the ring. I think it's fair to judge on aggression, but again, it has to be controlled aggression. You can't be just a wild man. Also, as I mentioned earlier tonight, you're supposed to give credit towards technique. Mm-hmm. That's not necessarily true in professional. You can get up there and act a fool and throw whirlwind haymakers. If they're connecting and you're knocking the guy down in pros, great, and the crowd's probably enjoying it. But we're not supposed to give merit to that in amateur boxing. We're supposed to give credit for those that are employing or using real boxing technique, and they emphasize that in our training.
And for the most part, that's what we have seen here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of wild antics.
We saw a couple of matches where they got started, but referee stepped in, calmed them down a little bit, and said, let's box, guys.
Absolutely, to control the situation.
Absolutely. So we're ready for our next bout here for the Hub City Fight Night. In the red corner, he's with us from Gaston, Alabama, Shaquille Cameron from Alabama. We've got quite a few folks from Alabama here tonight. He is 23 years old. Again, from Memphis in Box Gym is Jordan Hobson. Jordan from Memphis will be fighting out of the blue corner. So you have Shaquille Cameron in the red corner, Jordan Hobson in the blue corner, and you can look at the gloves and tell who is who. Referee giving the final instructions. Boxers touch gloves, back to the corner. Referee says bell time, and here we go. Round number one, Shaquille Cameron and Jordan Hobson.
A lot of these athletes aspire to be Olympic athletes. Mm-hmm. That's sort of to be an Olympic athlete or a medalist, in the Summer Olympics is what all these athletes aspire to do. If you're a basketball player, you probably aspire to be in the Final Four in the NCAA basketball tournament. And you never know. Somebody out of this arena tonight could end up being an Olympic gold medalist one day.
Great action here to begin is Shaquille Cameron, Jordan Hobson. Again, Cameron in the blue corner with the blue gloves. Cameron with the red gloves fighting out of the red corner. And Cameron there trying to land some punches. Now Hobson comes right back. A good combination from him. Maybe one of those punches landed. There's a left hand from Hobson. Now Cameron Hobson back on the ropes, but fights his way out. And it looked like Cameron May was going to get an advantage there, Cody, but Hobson did a good job of fighting his way back off the ropes.
Sometimes your best defense is a little offense. Sometimes I experience that myself when I can't think of how I'm going to roll out of there or duck, just hit them back. Sometimes your best defense can be a little offense.
Absolutely. Two fighters down center of the ring, and there's a right hand being thrown by Cameron. It did not hit the mark, and in the first round has come to an end here. So what'd you take out of that first round right there, Cody?
Very spirited. I know these guys are having an adrenaline rush. I don't know these guys, but I can only imagine that they experienced some butterflies when they got in here, but they turned that into positive energy.
Go back to the replay right there, and then you can see Cameron had Hobson right up there against the ropes, but he fought his way out of it.
Again, sometimes your best defense is a little offense.
So take a look there at Cameron in the red corner. There's Hobson in the blue corner getting some instructions from his ring man, corner man.
You know, sometimes even a small, docile animal will bite back if you back them in the corner.
Absolutely. I've seen that happen. That's for sure. Nice crowd gathered here, enjoying some amateur boxing at the Jackson Fairgrounds. Presented on E+ TV6 by Jackson Energy Authority. One thing you can count on. Round number 2 underway. Here we go. Back to boxing in Jackson, Tennessee. There's Cameron. Throwing a little jab in there and pushing Hobson back, but now Hobson right back at it.
Red corner is a southpaw. Notice that their front feet almost step on each other.
Absolutely.
When you have a lefty versus a righty.
You probably tend, I don't know, but it would seem to me in that situation you'd probably tend to have a few trips and stumbles when you have a lefty and a righty going against each other.
That's right, because the feet are close together. And what you may not know is that they're vying for position of that front foot. They're trying to get their front foot on the outside of the other fighter's foot. And in doing so, it brings that either your straight right hand or straight left, depending if you're right or left-handed, closer to your opponent's chin.
Action picking up a little bit here in the second round as Cameron has Hobson on the ropes. Missed with a couple of punches there, and now the boxers come out to center ring. Again, it was Cameron with Hobson on the ropes, and again, Hobson fighting his way out of it, getting them back out to the center of the ring.
I haven't seen it in this bout or this contest, but occasionally boxers will intentionally step on that front foot.
Ah, I could see that happening. Absolutely.
They're coy when they do so. They don't look down to make it noticeable to the ref.
Sure. All right, first round has come to a close here in the Jackson Fairgrounds at the Hub City Fight Night, presented by Second Chance Boxing Club here in town. I know earlier tonight we had some awards that were given out to some of the coaches that were here. We had some awards and things that went on prior to the boxing starting here, and just a fantastic event that has been put on here. We go back to replay here, Cody, and let's take a look at this and see what happens.
You see they're both on the inside. They're both square to each other. I think red corner was getting the best of blue corner, and blue decided to put an end to that action by tying them up.
Looked like I saw Cameron in there, too. He looked like he kind of tried to punch the hand out of the way to land a punch.
Yeah, he may have. Well, we don't feel, or maybe even see ringside. Sometimes punches meet each other in midair. Sometimes you're punching punches. You're punching gloves. And sometimes that can hurt.
Here we go, final round of this match at the Jackson Fairgrounds. Shaquille Cameron in the red corner, Jordan Hobson in the blue corner. And here we go. Wow. Action picking up here in this third round of boxing.
This is what you like to see.
There's a right hand. It did connect from Cameron. It looked like it connected on Hobson's head. That punch got nothing but glove. Both fighters looking to end with a flurry here in this third round.
A headgear is coming loose on the blue corner. Sometimes when that headgear gets loose, it can shield your own eyes, presenting a disadvantage for yourself.
Well, we got Cameron has Hobson against the ropes, but again, Hobson coming out of it. There's a right hand landed by Cameron.
That headgear's got his left eye covered up.
Certainly does. I just now see that. Now these boxers going at it toe to toe here in the ring in Jackson, Tennessee. Amateur Fight Night. And there's Cameron landing some punches now. Man, some combinations there by Cameron as he had a little flurry there at the end of this third round of action.
And it looked like most of those punches were coming to where his visibility was obstructed.
So this one is over. Judges are tallying up their scorecards, and we will see who the winner of this one's going to be. I tell you what, just from that late flurry there from Shaquille Cameron, it looks like.
Look at the headgear.
Yeah, it does. His headgear is. Ooh, there's some big shots being landed in there by Shaquille Cameron. I mean, right there at the end of that third round, I mean, some major shots in there.
I'm not sure he saw those coming because his view is being obstructed. That's one of the disadvantages headgear can provide.
Sure.
And there's conversations ongoing about how much safety does headgear provide.
Mm-hmm.
Undoubtedly, it prevents a lot of cuts.
Right.
But
especially around the eyes, I'm sure,
absolutely. Right? But it can be a disadvantage in this instance where it obstructs your view and you're taking more punishment as a result because you can't see. In addition, since it sticks out, there's about 2 inches of padding, it actually makes a bigger target for your opponent to hit. I personally think the right answer is some modified headgear with thinner padding. But I do know in the Olympics, they're foregoing headgear for the men's in the Olympics now going forward.
All right, we're ready for the decision to see who won this bout between Shaquille Cameron and Jordan Hobson. It is out of Gadsden, Alabama. Shaquille Cameron wins the decision. So Cameron defeats Hobson in this bout at the Jackson Fairgrounds. It is the Hub City Fight Night presented by the Second Chance Boxing Club, brought to you on E+ TV 6 by Jackson Energy Authority. One thing you can count on.